Now, I want to get to the WA Premier, Mark McGowan. He's spoken out today about his fear of New South Wales after they admitted contracting one new infection today. Take a look at Mark McGowan.
The Chief Health Officer of Western Australia is liaising with the New South Wales Chief Health Officer to work out exactly what is going on and whether there has been any community spread of the virus. I understand there's testing going on in New South Wales to find out if there has been any testing, so we'll continue to monitor the situation. I'll just say one thing about it. The control border we have in place with New South Wales, the control border we have in place with all other states allows us to put up a hard border immediately if we need to. And if the advice comes back we need to put up a hard border, then we will.
The family members of the truck driver have come back negative to coronavirus. Does that give you confidence that you won't need to make any changes to the border?
That is good news, and we are pleased to hear that. But obviously there'll be further testing as to who else the driver may have been in contact with, and we'll make a further decision as soon as we get that advice.
We can bring in a hard border, Dennis. Well, since he made that comment, we've had 2 further infections on the northern beaches of Sydney. He'll be wetting his pants about now, won't he?
Look, this is just silly. The number of cases Australia-wide now is tiny compared to what it was. We are looking at an outbreak in New South Wales of 3 cases, and Western Australia is talking about reintroducing a hard border. Look, Western Australia has been isolationist in this, not putting itself in isolation, but isolationist. It's tried to cut itself off from the rest of the country. It's the worst aspect of federation, and it's the worst aspect of economic management. Yeah. Now, I don't think the Premier, after having opened the borders as he has, can then just turn around and close them down. He may have that power, but let's face it, the rest of Australia opened up their borders despite much higher rates of infection than there are at the moment. Other states have maintained open borders. It's for the national economy, and I think that Mark McGowan reluctantly was drawn into opening his border partially as the tests went down, but I think he has to, having made that decision, he can't just close it up again. This is a national issue now. All the premiers and state leaders, territory leaders, are all working together. And for Mark McGowan to go back into isolation, once again he gets nearer to the election next year, it is just too cynical for words. And I think that we have to have a managed border with the economy now that we've got the health under control, and we have great capacity to deal with a new outbreak.
Yep.
We're not Sweden after all.
No.
We have this capacity now to deal with outbreaks and keep our borders open.
Well said. It's frustrating. Dennis Shanahan, Carolyn DeRusso, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, I cannot believe that reaction.